Well, I'm sort of busy today, but I wanted to speak to you about tolls and polls. On the tolls front, I'm going to vote with the Greens. I'm rather hoping... Peter, can you get me a copy of today's amendments, the Greens amendment? My office goes like a fair. As an independent, I think lots of people are more comfortable working with me. I'm extremely interested in PE, physical activity and sport, and I can probably claim fairly to have had some influence on the executive's thinking and new approach to PE in schools. I don't know where you're going to sit down, but just move my hat. Hiya, how are you doing? I want to help enhance the Scottish Parliament's reputation home and abroad. I'd like to build a greater awareness of Scotland's identity and abilities. Therefore, Paddy places students with us, students from America who want to intern with us. That's a way of plugging Holyrood and Scotland into the big wide world. And in 20 years' time, Paddy's interns could be running companies and maybe even states in America. And it's not a complete role, but it's a role that nobody else was playing. I think you should put all of your literature out to everybody, and because the environmental protection measures that we need to take don't observe boundaries, and they don't observe political boundaries so therefore make sure everybody knows what the score is and make them feel guilty and make them feel a responsibility and it doesn't really matter whether they're a wimp, which is what I call Westminster MPs, WMPs or MPs, that's us. And because we are smaller and more manoeuvrable, we can quite often work a lot faster. One genuinely good feature of Holyrood is its accessibility. I certainly appreciate the chance to talk straight and listen face to face with the groups who visit Parliament. I've accompanied a number of them who've presented petitions to the Petitions Committee, people who were suffering from long-term conditions or wheelchair users. The group I'm speaking to here are from the environmental lobby, obviously, and that's something that's really crept up the political agenda. I'm no expert and I'm still learning, but I suppose you could put me down for a play safe until all of the big debates about our carbon footprints have been resolved. But just for the moment anyway, I'm certainly trying to do my best to watch my carbon footprint.
It could be Jason Nairn, for example.
Good morning, is that Joanne? It's Margo MacDonald here. It's to ask if I could possibly get a constituency question today. And of course, there's the chamber. That's where we talk about things. That's where some people yell at each other about things. It's where I make guest appearances and I try to make the very best of them. Because sometimes that's where you have to say it for the record or to get things done. It's where I try to call the executive to account, and if I think the executive has got things right, then I'll say so, because I'm an independent and I can say what suits me, what accords with my priorities and what I think my electors would want me to say. Being an MSP isn't so much a job as a way of life, whether it's working lunches, which are exactly what they say, because that's where I'll discuss perhaps chairing a women in alcohol conference. Notice the big glass of water in front of me. But also buzzing about the town, you bump into great people like the Reverend Alan MacDonald, who is the present moderator of the Church of Scotland. He and I agree totally on the obscenity of nuclear weapons and want to see a cancellation of Trident. Having had a very high political profile, and when I was trying to get work, when I was out of politics, it was very, very difficult. People they only saw the politician. It was like a disability. People only seen the wheelchair. They assumed that you couldn't do anything else. Hi. Well, can I go without it being washed? Just like every other politician these days, I have my own focus group. It doubles as a hairdresser's. But that's where I meet people face to face on their terms in their territory. Sometimes I can pick up things that can help avoid trouble. Sometimes it's simply a case of giving information and advice as and when people need it. I'm interested in education and skills training, and I try to help students directly wherever possible. So I hope that I'm helping this photography student fill her course portfolio. Also, it gives me the chance to talk directly to the principal of Stevenson College, Susan Bird, about the English language courses that are on offer for Polish workers coming here, for example. I've been talking to lecturers and teachers and students about the possibility of sports coaching and dance students, perhaps helping out in schools until we have enough PE teachers trained to meet the government's targets of 2 hours PE a week. Does that look better? Margo MacDonald, Mistress of All Trades, representing Lothians in the Scottish Parliament. In Parliament most days there are media interviews, radio, television and newspapers. I've just had my hair done, so of course this is a radio interview, but it is about one of the issues close to my heart. Now, there already is a programme running in Edinburgh called Transition. It's an excellent programme, I've visited it myself, and that takes young people who previously perhaps had no hope in making much of their lives and helps them.
Be very gentle, Margo, don't worry. There you go. Can we have a huge round of applause? There we go.
But it's not all frivolity and fun being an MSP. The Stand Comedy Club might not appear an obvious venue at which to meet the people, but there are people in the audience and I want to meet them, so why not?
Is that a full stop? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our central set. Can we have a huge round of applause for Margo MacDonald?
This has been just a glimpse of the sort of things I do and the way I operate as an independent in the Parliament. But there's plenty more, as I hope you'll discover if you visit other parts of the site.